Do you find yourself stressing out over your childcare business's marketing? Are you tired of empty places, low enrollment, low cash flow, and all the stress that comes along with all of that? Hey friend, welcome to the Childcare Business Marketing Made Easy podcast. You know God called you into childcare, but let's face it, you're no marketing expert. That's where I come in. My name is Christina Rizakos, an educator by trade, certified business coach, and marketing expert. I started my own childcare center back in 2003 with zero business knowledge. I knew working with kids was my calling in life, but trying to figure out marketing, well, that was a whole other story. And the truth is, I struggled. I struggled for a long time to fully book my program until I started to learn online marketing strategies that helped me get my program on the map, fully booked, and thriving. Fast forward to today, I own a marketing agency that helps childcare business owners from all over the world with their marketing. Imagine running an amazing fully booked program, never having to stress over enrollment or low cash sales. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and let me show you how easy marketing can be. Welcome back, my friends. So I am talking about social media content and more specifically, 3 ways you can make sure your posts are stop the scroll worthy. So before I dive into the training, I want to make sure that you know I actually created a brand new guide that I want to offer to you for free. It is a checklist that is going to walk you through your marketing plan. So I actually had, I created this a few years ago actually, and I took the time this year and kind of tweaked it and made some changes, recorded some coaching sessions on it to kind of guide you through it. So if you want a copy, go to childcarebusinessmarketing.com/checklist, put your name and your email there, and then you're going to get the checklist directly sent in your inbox. Now, this checklist is perfect for anyone that, is kind of lost when it comes to marketing. They don't know how to do it. They don't know what to do first, second, third. You're kind of panicked about ads or, creating content on social media, and you're not quite sure what exactly a complete marketing strategy entails. Well, good news for you. I actually revamped the checklist and just added a bunch of other resources on there. And as a bonus, if you click on a few of the links, you'll see that there's coaching sessions where I walk you through what exactly I mean, what everything looks like, give you some examples to make sure you know exactly what you are doing so that you can come up with a marketing strategy plan that is going to help you fully book your childcare business, okay? So today's training is all about social media and how to make sure anytime you're showing up online and you're, clicking on that post button, that it's stop the scroll worthy, right? Stop the scroll worthy. We know that clients, your moms and dads and your community are busy, right? Parents are busy. And we know that Facebook is so saturated with all sorts of things, right? So we want to make sure every time we're leveraging content on our social media pages that it's stop the scroll worthy, that all this effort that you're putting into this post, well, that it's actually going to pay off, okay? And this is really, really important if you're not using paid traffic. So if you're not creating Facebook ad campaigns or boosting posts, this is really, really important for you to understand that the first thing you have to think about before you click post is this post that I'm putting out there, right, on social media, is it stop the scroll worthy? How do you know? Well, there's 2 things you want to think about when you're coming up with content, okay? So the first is this post going to entertain someone, right? We know we go online to kind of engage, disconnect from our lives, and just kind of laugh at a few things, right? So one of the things you can think about is this going to entertain someone? Is it going to make them laugh? And the second thing you want to think about is this going to educate someone? Is it going to teach someone something new, right? So once you figure out which one of those 2 you're doing, here are 3 tips that you can make sure whatever piece of content that you're creating, that it's actually going to get more eyeballs to stop the scroll and to read and listen to what you have to say, okay? So the first thing I want you to think about is the hook. So no matter what type of post you're creating, whether it's an educational post or whether it's something that's going to entertain and engage people, you want to make sure that you have a strong hook, right? My business mentor says that 80% of the battle is getting your hook right. After that, everything falls into place. So the hook is basically the first sentence that someone reads on your post, right? You have to make sure that it is attracting the clients you want to read this post and it's repelling those that you don't want to be reading the post, right? It has to speak directly to that mom and dad you're trying to attract. You're trying to get them to say, hey, look at me, look at my business, right? That is the first step, is really just getting the hook right. So you know that once this person stops the scroll and they read that hook, they know like, oh yes, this is meant for me, right? So for example, if you're creating an educational post on how to get your toddler to eat more greens, okay? So your hook could be something like, are you struggling to get more greens in your toddler's diet, right? Something like that. So you know that someone's reading this, a mom and dad that's reading this on social media, well, they're going to say, yeah, that's me. Like, I'm struggling with this, right? Or another one could be, are you looking for a bilingual preschool that is based on Christian values in, Montreal area? Again, you're calling out your specific client in your hook. So you know that once someone stops the scroll and they read that first sentence, you hook them in, right? The second thing you want to do when you're creating content that really stops the scroll is having a strong promise of value, right? So now you've stopped the scroll, this person has stopped, they're interested. The next thing you want to think about when you're writing your Facebook ad copy is, why should they watch, right? What's in it for them? Okay. And this is important as well, because you want to make sure that this person is not only stopping the scroll and reading your first line, but they're going through the content of your Facebook ad, your copy. So copy is basically any text that you're writing on social media, and that they're continuing to devour your information, right? So if you say something, so let's go with the toddlers and the veggies example. So the hook is, again, struggling to get your 2-year-old to eat more greens. Over the next 2 minutes, I'm going to share with you 3 simple tricks that is going to get your child asking or even begging for more broccoli, right? Something like that. So what this is going to do, it's going to make sure that not only this person is stopping the scroll, but they're actually sticking around to read your entire post, okay? So that's the second thing you can do to make sure that you have stopped the scroll worthy content. And the third thing, the last thing I want to share with you, is having videos in place of static images. Videos are an excellent way for you to up-level your social media content strategy, to make sure that every time you're creating content on social media, that it is not only stop the scroll worthy, but it's backed up by a video. So whether this video is a video you created on canva.com, whether this is a video of you talking about whatever it is that you're sharing about, it is so powerful for you to leverage video versus a static image. And I know that, people are nervous or shy when it comes to videos, and you really have to get past that and really try to show up in more videos if you want to be able to stand out or to get more people to read to read your post, right? We know that videos connect with your audience on a deeper level. They're more personal, obviously. They allow a local mom and dad that's never heard of you before to hear your voice, to see the way you move your hands, to really get a sense as to who you are as a human being, because obviously you need that connection. Because once you get someone to kind of like you, know you, and trust you, then it's so much easier for you to invite them to say yes to an open house, for example, or to book a tour with you, because, they feel like they know you already. So those are my 3 tips of creating stop the scroll worthy content. So let me just recap. Number 1 is making sure that you have a hook that hooks your ideal client in. The second thing you want to think about is you have a clear promise of value. Why should I stick around and read or watch this, right? And lastly, leveraging video versus a static image. This is an excellent way for you to show up on a different way online. Step out of that box and really just leverage video, even if it's not perfect the first time, because let me tell you, it will not be perfect the first time around. And that's how you get clients to stop the scroll and read and watch and devour your content. So I hope this episode helped. If you have marketing questions, go ahead. The links are in the bio. You can always click on the link to my website and ask me your marketing question. As always, have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in a few days. Bye for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if it did bless you or add some value, I would appreciate it if you go to wherever you're listening to this podcast from and leave me a review. As each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. 1 Peter 4:10. That is my intent with this podcast. I hope it blesses you and your business. See you in a few days.